Let's get over to the press conference now that has just started as we'll hear an update on the conditions.
Press update on July 13th, 2016. Today we have Incident Commander Shane Greer speaking, followed by Boulder County Sheriff Joe Pelley, and then Lieutenant Colonel Snodgrass with the U.S. Yeah, thank you. The Air Guard, Colorado Air Guard. And then we have Monty Williams with U.S. Forest Service. I will turn it over to Incident Commander Shane Greer.
Good evening, Shane Greer, S-H-A-N-E-G-R-E-E-R. I'm the Incident Commander. We had another good day on the fire today. The weather cooperated a bit more than yesterday. We had less wind today, even though it was a little bit hotter and a little bit drier. All the fire lines held today. We had no issues with any of the fire lines, and we're expecting by the end of the shift this afternoon we'll be able to call a 25% containment of the fire. That's a brief update, and I'll turn it over to Sheriff Pelley.
Hi, I'm Joe Pelley. I'm the Boulder County Sheriff. It's P-E-L-L-E. So, updates today. We found 3 more burnt residential structures. Today our damage assessment team was able to use some aerial photography and compare it with plat maps and get back into some really remote places that we didn't know existed the other day. 2 of those are very small little cabins. I would describe them as 500 square feet or so. Some of them have not been occupied in quite some time, 2 of them. The other one is a bit larger, but it appears to be a summer home. We haven't been able to contact the owners of any of those residences, so we're attempting to try that, but they list of folks who live out of town. In addition to the residential structures, there were several other outbuildings that were discovered that burned. So that list has been updated. It's on our website, and it's been pushed out as a media release as well. Met with the people who were evacuated today. Of course, it gets harder and harder to be evacuated when you're not looking up and seeing smoke and flame, and people are anxious to get back home. That's one of the things we're trying to deal with. There's still down power lines, there's still active heat, there's still a lot of issues with snags, with trees that could fall over in the road or on properties that they're in there trying to clean up, and of course trying to mop up around every home so that there's no heat around those homes. Tomorrow morning we're going to let people back in sort of a graduated fashion to get into their house for a couple of hours. They need to get the refrigerators cleaned out that haven't had power for several days. That's going to be a mess. Get some more clothing, get some medicine, get some personal items, and then come back out. We're going to do that in an organized fashion, and that's been posted and communicated to the residents. It will be for residents only tomorrow, and again, a short period of time for a couple hours. We're going to actually have to suspend some fire operations during that time in order to let people in, but we're at a point with the fire where they can move over to the north side and we can let people in the south, and then we'll switch after that time is up. We are working on repopulation plans. That's a good sign. We're optimistic that, and I'm not going to say or guess when it might be, but we're hoping within a week or so everybody's back home and things are back to normal. So that depends a lot on the weather and what happens the next few days. That's really all I have, unless you have questions for me.
Did you say within the week?
Well, we're hopeful that within a week or so people will get to go back home.
All right, so encouraging news from the Boulder County Sheriff Joe Pelley, saying that within the week people should be able to go back home. They had a better day today, less wind. They expect to have 25% containment by the end of the day. They still have some active hotspots out there, but this is certainly encouraging.
It is encouraging, and also not because of worse fire, but because of simply better mapping. They've discovered a couple more structures burned. 3 homes, however, he describes those as 2 small cabins unoccupied, and then a summer home as well. So there's nothing good about a fire, but this is about as good as news, I think, as you can get from a fire right now.
Absolutely. Now, our firefighters made saving homes a priority, and the community has given them standing ovations for their heroic actions. That fire, as you heard, though, did destroy 8 homes.